Hello and welcome to the fourth edition of Insight. My name is Victoria Olwell, and with me is an amazing, interesting, young, and outstanding personality. His name is Kenichi Charles Odokore, the CEO of Manjo Enterprise, a real estate company based in Lagos, Nigeria. And we've been waiting and looking forward to having him here, and I'm excited he's here finally. I just cannot wait to hear a bit of his experience, a bit of his story thus far in the business world. Welcome, Kenichi. It's good to have you here.
Yeah, thank you, Victoria, for having me here. I am so delighted and I appreciate. Thank you very much.
Okay, great. So I did a little research on you. What I discovered was that you schooled at MPC at Bonny State, for
Yeah,
that
sure,
at Nnamdi
yeah,
Azikiwe University, Anambra State,
yeah.
Nigeria. And for a moment, I wondered what really is your background story. So could you take us through your growing up days, university, climax, probably college days, a bit of your story, really?
Okay, basically I'm actually opportune to grow from a very lovely family, a family that is basically into business. So we grew up watching our
Okay.
parents do business. Their business was actually booming, and we were able to kind of learn so much to the extent that even as kids, we were able to attend to customers even when they were not actually available. So once we're out of school, we rush back down to our parents' businesses. We make sure that we handle it properly, even when they are not available, even when at times they are not around. So even
Mm.
this same business spirit also followed me down to the school days, down to the secondary school days, whereby I sell some stuff in school, such as biscuits, help people to kind of sell off some provisions. And yeah, sure,
Wow.
sure. We actually had to do so many things to actually keep the
Survive.
spirit moving. Down to the
Mm.
university days, it was also surprising that in my year one I started frying chin chin. Yeah,
Oh,
we started
wow, that's
frying chin chin.
interesting.
Yeah. I will dress in suit. I will pack my chin chin. I will put it inside a bag. I will move around classes, trying to kind of sell off to students and all of that. Then along the line, then towards the final year period, I started nursing the interest to go into real estate, and I started making research. I started seeing that wow, real estate is actually a very big industry, and from 2017, I started little by little going into real estate. I partnered with a company over there in Oka, and I was able to kind of learn one or two things. Then that was how we started.
Mm, quite interesting. I know in the previous conversation I had with you some time ago, you spoke about a training you had with Robert Kiyosaki. I'd like you to take us through your training processes and then especially your training with experience with Robert Kiyosaki. What was it like for you?
All right, all right. Sometime in 2019. Okay, I've been following Robert Kiyosaki from 2017 when I started reading a couple of his books. Then I finally enrolled into his classes around 2019, 2020, whereby I learned so much from him, from his experience. I enrolled into their real estate courses, and I was able to kind of learn a whole bunch of stuff. So, yeah, we paid a couple of thousand to kind of enroll into that, but it actually came out well. And Robert Kiyosaki is one of the top men when it comes to real estate all over the world. He's a
True.
billionaire over there. Yeah, he's a billionaire, and it's actually a good start for me. Coupled with everything I learned from him, I was able to kind of put things together. We were able to kind of bring up something that is very, very new into the industry. That is why, even at times when it seems so difficult, we kept on pushing, we kept on putting on every other single procedures, every other single experience to make sure that this happened. Because one thing is, um, after learning from him, you wouldn't want
Yeah,
to actually disappoint your teacher.
that's true. Mm.
So you must actually deliver that you actually got something from this. And that was one of the reasons, that was one of the stuff that actually gave birth to Manjo.
Oh, wow, that's interesting to know. So you said you introduced something new into the industry. Would you like to share? What was the new thing you introduced into the real estate industry after your experience with Robert Kiyosaki?
Okay, now I'm talking about this particular basic new thing. We're actually looking at a platform whereby a buyer can actually own a property. even with less than even with a little amount of money. That is one. And apart from that, whereby agents can actually get commissions, whereby they can just come to the platform, to your website, and then see some properties, then they're able to kind of know, okay, this property has this kind of commission attached to it. So we do this in various groups, and secondly, we're also able to kind of follow up those properties and make sure that those agents that actually market those properties actually get their commission. So what we basically do is that we stand as an intermediary between some real estate companies, credible real estate companies, not anyhow real estate companies, and we're able to kind of deliver those products, those properties down to the client, making sure that any agent involved in this would also make some huge amount of money from the deal. And not only that, we're also able to kind of go into offering free services such as free interior designs for clients. It's kind of very difficult for you to actually buy a property from someone and let the person actually go into giving you something free, and in terms of also giving you free interior decoration. But we're able to kind of bring up that whereby even after buying some properties, we also actually give you free interior decoration, free interior designs. Not only that, we also have our lawyers help you secure your property. Because one of the major problems we discovered over here in Lagos is that many people are being duped. Many people are being scammed when it comes to when it comes to real estate. So we're actually stepping in to make sure that every documentation is right, to make sure that no investment is lost. And this is why we're actually standing. We value this expertise. We value this particular concept even above money, because one thing is we still believe that fame, we still believe that name is much more important than gain. So that is why we're actually dragging, we're actually moving to actually make sure that the agents are well satisfied as well as our clients.
That's a huge one, a plus for Manjo Enterprise, I must say. When you say pain is much more better than gain, I wonder. I mean, who loves pain? Nobody does. Nobody. So when you say pain is much more better than gain, I'm wondering, how do you mean? Yeah. Okay, so but what formed your business and career decision in life? I mean, with your story or with your experience shared already, I do not think it was about the money, or was it? What really formed your business and career decision?
All right. One of the main just stuff that actually formed that was my passion, because I never wanted to just be any other kind of person. Looking at the situation in the country, come out of school, there's no job, there's no this. So I was actually pushed into creating a platform whereby we can multiply jobs for people. So under our platform right now, we can actually access and we can actually serve up to over 1,000 agents. We have over thousands of properties under us right now. Like, we have so many properties all over Lagos State. And
Wow,
we're also able
that's
to kind of
amazing.
we're also able to kind of extend to Abuja. There is no kind of property you need in Lagos State to buy that we can give to you under 24 hours. It's not possible.
Oh, please, I'm coming to get mine. I mean, I don't get. How come I don't have one yet? I'm serious.
Okay.
I'm coming to get mine. That's interesting to know. That's a huge improvement in the past. In just between 2017 and 2020, that's 3 years in business. Am I correct?
That is 3 years in terms of studying about
Three
real
years in
estate, but when
business,
it comes to
2017
yeah,
to 2020. I mean, and
2020.
you guys you've scaled through a lot within this time, and you've been able to achieve that much. That's a plus, and that's amazing. I'm wondering how much, if I ask the question how you did this, I mean, it won't be necessary because you've explained that you went through a training process, and then the aspect of intentionally pursuing standing personalities in the real estate industry. Robert Kiyosaki is one way. It tells me that in life, whatever it is that you want to succeed in, get a mentor who already succeeds in
Yeah,
that
sure. You need a mentor.
platform or
You
in
need a
that
mentor.
field, because that's how you can succeed as well and get that much results you desire. Well done, Kenichi. This is amazing. All right, so I want to ask this question. Do you ever encounter disappointment in your pursuit?
Okay,
Did
disappointment.
you
Now, when
ever
it comes to
encounter
disappointment, to be frank
disappointment in
with
your
you,
pursuit, and how did you handle
yeah,
it?
sure,
Because
sure.
right now, you've spoken about pain, you've spoken about gain. So I know, yes, that there's disappointment already, but we want to know how you were able to overcome it. Because many times people experience pains and they experience disappointment and just give up. They just, quit. They don't bother with it. So how did you overcome the disappointment that you experienced? I think that's a better question because you've already shared a bit of the pain.
Yeah, when it comes to disappointment, one thing is before going into business, you really need to be prepared. Like you need to have what you call shock absorber.
Yeah.
Like if your shock absorber is not strong enough, you might be disappointed. That's why the scripture will tell you that if your strength is small, for example, now if you actually tarry 1 or 2 ways, and in the battlefront you're not able to kind of preserve, you're not able to kind of persevere. That means that from your beginning days, your strength was actually small. So before
Mm.
coming into this particular field, we made sure that we actually as real, like we examined every aspect of it, and we knew for sure that there will be disappointment. There are actually tons of disappointment. Not, you can't just say that like kind of they are just little disappointment. There are tons of disappointment, but despite the fact that there are disappointment, it was not disappointment that actually made us to go into business. Even they even made us to, like, it equipped us the more, it strengthened us the more, to be frank with you. And why we're able to kind of handle the disappointment was that because we actually prepared ourselves that for sure there will be disappointment. There will be some clients that we maybe they'll just want to kind of play with you, play around. Maybe at the end of the day, they will not like to kind of get property. They just want to kind of know what you're up to and the rest of that. But we're able to kind of sieve out this kind of clients. And when it comes to disappointment, we're actually very, 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 very prepared. And if the client is saying that okay, we don't actually want to buy again, because okay, there's no problem, but we keep up with that client in one way or the other, because at the longer run, you discover that at that particular time, maybe that client was passive. Maybe that client was still passive. So with persuasion, with clear understanding of the kind of person that client is, we finally cover that client from being passive into becoming an active customer. So
Oh
when
wow,
it
that's
comes to
interesting.
business, just prepare that there will be disappointment, but you need to stand strong. Don't let that weigh
Uh,
you down. Don't let that weigh you down. Yeah, sure.
so it means that disappointments in business and pain is non-negotiable.
It's part of it. It's part of
Like
it.
it's
It's
just
part
part
of
of
it.
it, and you should
Yeah,
expect
sure.
it. Okay, that's fine. Now, a lot has let's just digress a bit. A lot has been happening in our world lately, especially in Nigeria. Well, we know we moved from the COVID-19 experience to answers and the protests and the looting in diverse places in Nigeria, and some people spreading fear across the country. Some persons have lost loved ones. A whole lot has happened in this time. How do you think people can stand strong amid the crisis or losses experienced in this time?
Yeah, when it comes to all this, to be frank with you, we the youth have a major role to play. The government have a major role to play, to be frank with you. And I think one of the best things for us to keep united, for us to keep focused on what we need. To be frank with you, in Nigeria, if you have a better country, even if Ebola should come back again, we will still be able to kind of tackle it. But it's simply because,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, that is simple truth. But it's simply because the government have failed us. The government have actually
Because
failed
what?
us.
I didn't get that.
The government have actually failed us. And when we came out to actually protest, I'm talking about good protesters now, not some hoodlums that joined along the way, because I personally I was among those who were actually protesting for good governance, for
Oh,
NSARS,
really?
for end police brutality. Yeah, sure. We were there at the Lekki toll gate. We were actually going up and down, making sure that there was peace. But it was a peaceful protest. We were not with arms. We were not with ammunition. We were not with any of that. Now, it actually gave me a kind of confidence that we would actually have a better Nigeria in no distant time if we maintain this focus. Look at the vibrant youth. Look at how we actually contributed money to to kind of help one another. Do you know that all through this there was no single aspect of the department being set up under this NSAS movement that was lagging behind? When you talk about the
Mm.
mental health, when you talk about the medicals, when you talk about the feeding, when you talk about the shelter, when you talk about people, like even there was even a radio station, a free radio station organized by one of us as well. I don't know the person. Like there was no leadership, but the movement was very, very strong.
Oh,
The movement
wow.
was actually very, very strong. I personally joined the mental health because I studied psychology in school, so I had to
Oh,
I had to
really?
actually support. Yeah,
Interesting.
yeah, we
As
had so
well.
many
So that's
clients.
amazing to know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I dedicated some time to counseling some clients, some
Hmm.
patients actually from the NSAS, some patients that were traumatized, depressed. We you need to hear cases. Some patients were actually having nightmares from the blood, from the shooting, from social media, from what they were actually seeing, and and to be frank with you, for close to 1 week, I did not come to the office. I was just focused
You became
on
a
trying to kind of,
counselor.
oh my god,
That's
yeah. So
amazing. It
actually,
tells me your passion for people and this time. And that's good. It's good to know that we have at least a few people or some persons or perhaps some persons who have that heart and for the people and are ready to push out and put themselves out there and help in one way or the other. You see, that's what helps our country or helps a nation. The little things we do at our own end, the little things we do in our environment just to contribute to the peace, the growth and development of the country is what counts, really. Well done. That's amazing. Okay, so I also am aware of your desire to partner with China for your business. A whole lot has happened, and we have rumors on China trying to, reign over the world, like take over the world, and then also a rumor on Nigeria selling sovereignty tonight to China. So I'm wondering, what's the brain behind your desire to partner with China, and what do you think about the rumors of China trying to take over the world and Nigeria selling sovereignty to China?
yeah, one of my major passion to kind of partner with China is that I've studied these guys. To be frank with you, when it comes to getting things done, they are excellent. They are
Mm.
actually excellent. Top companies over here in Lagos make use of them. And secondly, I also have a Chinese background. That was from 2017 when I enrolled for Confucius Institute over there at Nnamdi Azikiwe University. When I learned how to speak Chinese language, I
Oh, you
partner with
speak Chinese.
yeah,
You
sure, I
speak
speak Chinese
Chinese.
language.
Interesting. You
Yeah, sure,
should. Can
Mandarin.
I hear just a bit of it? Just a bit of it.
你好,
What?
the judgment means.
Oh my. All right, just go
I
ahead.
just
Just go ahead
I,
what you're saying.
all right. So I had a boss. Her name is Lifanye. Is a woman, and if you should see what this woman was actually able to pull up when it comes to the mining business, whereby we're actually mining rocks, being able to mine different kinds of stones, different kinds of granites for interior designs and all of that. So I was able to kind of also gather so much from these people, and I was able to kind of watch them closely. I discovered that majority of what they do is just excellent. They will never take anything
Mm,
that is substandard, unless if you want to take that which is substandard. But basically, in general, they're actually going for what is actually excellent. And
mm,
when it comes to taking over the world power, I think from my own point of view, we Nigerians also have a major role to kind of play in one way or the other towards what we call world power. Now, world power, we
mm,
are talking about world power we're talking about world power between China and US. What
mm,
about Nigeria coming up as well as a world power country? So there will
mm.
also be a
Food
rumor
for
that Nigeria
thought.
can also, yeah, there would also be a rumor that Nigeria wants to actually take over the world. There
Take
is
over the
someone that is
world.
trying to kind of, trying to kind of pull the people down and all of that. So
Mm.
if China is taking over the world, if they will actually do well, then come on, let them go ahead. If the US is taking over, so far as they
Are,
are there, so far as
are
we are
you
having
in
a
support
better
of
world,
that,
so far as we are having
really?
a better world,
Are you in support of
I
that,
can't
really?
actually say that whether I'm in support of this or whether I'm in support of that. But what I'm basically in support of is a better world. It's a better world for everybody. So you can't
Mm.
talk about China is taking over the world, then we now start introducing COVID-19, we now start
Do you
introducing
think
this, and then we
China
want
taking over the world will
to
give us a better world?
we've not actually experienced that before. So I personally don't actually know if it will give us a better world or if it will not give us a better world. But come to think of it, Nigeria should actually come up. We actually need to kind of step up with our games. Because, for example, China is able to get to where they are today in less than 20, 30 years of constant effort. One thing we have in common with China is the population we have over here in Nigeria. If the government can actually step in and make use of what we actually have over here in Nigeria, I bet you in 20, 30 years, we should be talking about world power as well with these people. But we actually decide, some of the government officials, or let me just say the government in general, decide to kind of partner with outside the world, decide to kind of patronize the world, to kind of patronize other people, whereas not even investing massively in its citizens. And this is one of the major things that has actually affected Nigeria. Yeah, it's one of the major things. If you travel to Dubai, one of the major things, we have oil more than Dubai. But there's one singular thing that Dubai have more than us. They have strong and wonderful leadership system. They are blessed with wonderful leadership system. There is nothing we don't actually have in this country. There's nothing we don't. There's no kind of resources we don't have in this country that would actually make this nation a great one. The one thing is mismanagement, poor accountability, embezzlement, and lots more. Greed, selfishness has actually crept into the standard of living amongst Nigerians, and the government is to be blamed about this, because if a government is actually selfless and they are able to put the people in front before their own selfish desires, we have a great nation. Go and read about the book My Vision by His Excellency Mohammed, the ruler of Dubai. When you read that book, you discover that this man actually has a vision. He placed his people ahead before himself.
Okay, great.
Selfish desires. And that is why United Arab Emirates is going up. Yeah.
Oh, wow. Amazing. Can you still hear me? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, sure.
Oh, okay, yeah, sure. But I can't, I think I'm frozen a bit. Probably it's the network. But I'm going to ask this question. What is your vision 2025 for Timanjo Enterprise, and how do you intend to serve the society better?
Having created a platform whereby we can actually employ, whereby we can actually basically serve up to 1,000 agents and more. By 2025, by God's special grace, we should be serving more people. And this is all about, one thing we actually envision for 2025 is having a city, more like an economic city, whereby we promote industrialization, whereby we promote Nigerian-made stuffs, whereby we also promote all these things through the platform of real estate. So in 2025, by God's special grace, through Timanjo, we are looking forward to having a city, a Timanjo city, whereby we actually educate more Nigerians on how to venture into real estate, not just venture into real estate in terms of take and give, but actually venture into real estate in terms of understanding what they can basically give to the society. So we're actually looking forward to 2025 having wonderful facilities such as a wonderful city that would have constant electricity, that will have free Wi-Fi, and that we have good health center, that we have good health care, that we have a wonderful education system, that we have wonderful strong network between the city and around the world, that will actually employ thousands and thousands of people, that will actually better the lives of Nigerians, that will actually better the lives and economy of the country. So that's actually basically what you're looking up to come 2025 by God's grace.
Great.
And now we actually wanted to kind of achieve this is also by extending our cost. Actually, need to kind of expand. We actually need to kind of engage with more people, more serious-minded people. Yeah, I can hear you. More serious-minded people and lots more.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, sure, I can.
Hello?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Hello?
Hello, can you hear me? Yeah, I'm with you. Hello, are you there?
Hello. Oh, okay,
Hello, are
great.
you
I
there?
have you back. Oh my God, the network is amazing. I've been saying hello, hello, because I couldn't hear you at some point. I couldn't hear you anymore. Are you with me?
Yeah, sure, I'm with you.
Okay, great. So we've actually, I couldn't hear the last things you said because of the network, but I'm glad that you've said quite a few things that, and some things that people can actually learn from and build upon at this time of our lives. The highlight of the lessons learned from your experience thus far, what would you say? Just one highlight of the lessons you learned from your experience thus far.
So far, I will still continue to say this that hard work would beat talent sometimes any day, anytime, anywhere.
Hard work beats
Yeah,
talent.
yeah, hard work would
Mm.
any day, anytime, anywhere. So one thing is, I was not born into real estate family. No, 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 no. I was basically born into maybe a business family selling of clothing and lots more. But true passion, okay, not just me, because I actually have a team that I'm working with, and the team have been very, very amazing. So I also want to use this media expansion to kind of thank the team, because we discovered that with passion, with dedication, we can achieve. In unity, there's nothing we cannot achieve. There's basically nothing we
Mm.
cannot in unity.
Oh,
So one
that's
thing is
amazing.
passion, another thing is being focused as well, another thing is hard work. You have to
Wow,
go.
amazing. Hard work, focus, and passion is three things we must hold on to as we pursue whatever we pursue in life. You can't afford to be distracted. You can't afford to not be passionate about what you're pursuing. You can't afford not to work hard. You see, hard work encompasses a lot. You need to learn to think systematically. You should be ready to get involved in mental energy, mental work, because hard work is not just physical work. You know, some people just attribute hard work to physical energy, the energy you exert physically into what you're doing. But it involves your mental energy as well, your ability to think. You need to think out how can I crack this nut? What can I do differently to be outstanding in my field? How can I come up well beyond where I am now? You need to think out things and keep thinking. Don't stop thinking until you break through. That's part of, your hard work. Because some people don't like to think. Some people are lazy mentally. You see, you need to be hardworking mentally, physically, and otherwise, and emotionally as well. You need to be hardworking. That's how you're able to survive pain, right, Kenichi? When pain comes, your emotions are all
Yes.
distorted and all. But the only way for you to stand strong is that you are strong emotionally. You're ready to work hard emotionally to ensure that you are not put down irrespective of what comes your way. I can imagine that amid the looting in Nigeria, diverse businesses were put down. Some companies were burnt off. You can imagine how devastating it would be for the owner of that company. But hey, some of them would not just fold up. Some might say, oh, that's it, that's the end of the world, that's the end of life. But that's not the end of life. You can imagine standing strong and saying, yeah, they just burnt up a building, they did not burn up the owner. So it's fine. I'm going to start afresh. It doesn't matter what happens. I'm going to stand strong and see through it. And we're going to build up stronger. That's the idea behind it. Thank you
Yeah,
so
sure.
much, Kenichi, for your time. It's been an amazing time with you thus far. Thank you so much. Can you just share how people can reach you or Timanjo?
Okay. First and foremost, you can call us on our phone number 07064003315. You can also visit us on our Facebook page, Tumanjo. That is the name of the Facebook page. You can just search for it on Tumanjo. Then, if you want to reach me, you can check on me via Instagram. My Instagram handle is Kenechi underscore Charles. My Twitter handle is Kenechi Charles 4. And yeah, basically, you
All
can
right.
reach us
Thank
through
you
there.
so
You can
much.
also go through our website www.tumanjo.com. Yeah, that's our website. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Wow, it's been an amazing time with you, Kenichi. Thanks for sharing such insight with us. It was great having you on the show today. Thank you. I would like to also say thank you to you out there who has decided or who decided to follow us through till this time. Thank you so much. Thanks for tuning in to the fourth edition of Insight. Please drop your comments or questions at the comment box, and we'll be delighted to respond as soon as we can. It's time to draw the curtain to a close. We hope for more insight on the next episode. So join us again, same time next week. And don't forget to subscribe, subscribe, and share our page. Please just click on the subscribe button right now and subscribe to our page. And we will be delighted to have you and more people around you. Just share with your world, share insights with people around you, and we'll be delighted to keep having you guys on the show. Thank you for tuning in today. Thank you again, Kenichi, for being part of the show.
Thank you for having me. I check.
All right then. All right then. Do have a great time. Happy weekend, and bye for now.
Bye. Take care. Okay.
Bye.